there.
Hi, welcome to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
We're going to talk about eBay Standard Envelope today. Effective November 1st, eBay put out an announcement saying that they're expanding the use of Standard Envelope to a couple other categories that they haven't in the past. So this is awesome. Just last week, I had somebody ask me, what do you do about stickers? Well, we don't sell them. That's what we do about them. Because it costs too much to ship a sticker. With USPS Ground Advantage, a 4-ounce package, the cheapest you're going to be able to send that is $3.59. Okay,
if it's in zone 1. Right. I mean, if it's in zone 8 or 9, then it's going to be $4.13.
Right. So a vinyl sticker that you might want to sell for $3.99 is just going to be cost prohibitive to list. Between the Ground Advantage fees. So a lot of people will actually take an envelope, they'll throw a stamp on it, and they'll get it in the mail. So they're going to get the advantage of the low-cost shipping for a correspondence.
But
the risk associated to the count that the person's going to say they didn't get it, or that they're going to say that they had no tracking. So you could also get a defect against your eBay account because, just as an example, we have top-rated status. It means that 95% or more of our packages have tracking. Mm-hmm. If your primary business is, say, making your own vinyl decals, that can be very damaging to your account. You're going to end up paying 10% more in your eBay fees, and you're going to get reduced traffic.
Yeah,
that's the big thing for us is traffic. It makes a big difference in our business. So with this new information, and I'll tell you what eBay says. They're saying that they are rolling it out to, I won't tell you what it says. the new announcement, anyways, it's on your main Seller Hub page, and they're expanding it out to patches, stickers and decals, greeting cards, and seeds. Now, these are going to be your small seed packets. These aren't going to be bulk seed, corn or beans that are going to be sold in like 10-pound packages. These are going to be, something for your household garden. So the requirements on your envelope to begin with, eBay wants people to use a size 10 envelope. So that's going to be your standard envelope that you would get your bills in. Mm-hmm. And they want it to be flexible. So when we say that this is just a regular flexible envelope, it's important because the mail has to go through machines. It is not hand sorted, whereas packages are. So we've actually got a couple examples of envelopes that we've used in the past and what they are and why we have them. So this right here is an A6. This will work. It is about 5x7 in size. Mm-hmm. We have this. It's a more rigid 5x6, but it's still flexible. These still go through the machine. And then we've got this here, which is the right size, but it's a rigid, and it is not designed to be machined. So we don't use these except for on parcels.
Right, so like the photographs that we send out, we can't do those with the standard envelope because of the category that they're in. But the postcards that he does, which is why these are so near and dear to his heart, because all of his postcards go in these flexible envelopes because of the price. I mean, it's a much different world when you can sell a postcard for $3.99 free ship. Well, because the shipping is only the 64 cents.
63 cents on your normal size, less than 1 ounce package. I do have some shipping rates here, so they're allowing you. There are restrictions on this again. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have the right type of envelope. Like I said, eBay suggesting a number 10 envelope. That's just a plain white paper envelope. Cannot have any clasps, no tape, no buttons, nothing like that, because again, it's going through a mechanical sorter. The weights, you're allowed up to 3 ounces, and it has your thickness of your package has to be less than 1/4 of an inch. And they really do want to see it more or less uniform thickness throughout the package. Okay, so that is also something to keep in mind. on some of the items that you sell in the
Well,
past.
you
We've
have
actually
patches.
taken and wrapped it in a piece of paper to
Mhm.
try to give it a more uniform thickness.
Yeah.
The so you're allowed up to 3 ounces. For a 1 ounce, it's going to be 63 cents. For 2 ounces, it's 87 cents, and for 3 ounces, it's $1.11.
Which is still a heck of a lot better than the $4.13 that a patch would have cost us before, because
Right.
of the fact that it was a parcel.
Right. So the envelopes no smaller than 3.5 inches by 5, no larger than 6.125 by 11.5. And again, that uniform thickness, nothing over 3 ounces. If it's over 3 ounces, they are going to charge you the difference, or they may just send it back.
Mm-hmm.
So don't take that risk. Make sure you're weighing these out and make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and a postage scale isn't going to set you back very much. And again, that's, something that on your accounting, you can write off as office equipment.
Right. The small scale we have weighs anywhere from, or measures anywhere from 1 ounce up to 10 or 15 pounds. And it was about $15. So
Yeah.
it's really not.
This is the one that we use. It's a Think scale. I don't even know where he got it from, but it is actually quite lovely because you can use it as a flat scale, or especially because we do the magazines and things like that. Then we can put them like this, and it'll weigh it, and it's nice.
So you're on your trading cards. For a lot of people, you're going to know about this already because you already work. If you're selling trading cards, these are the requirements that have been in place. But they allow up to 15 cards, no more than 2 that are in top loaders, and no graded cards. Coins, you're allowed to ship lightweight coins, no more than 5 raw coins, and no more than 3 that are in the plastic flips or paper money and plastic holders. No rolls, no graded coins, no bullion. Okay, these are common sense things.
Because again, you want to make sure that it's something that can go through the machine. So if you've got multiple stacks of coins in those rigids, then it's not going to go through the machine very well, and then also the weight is going to be off. So
right, we once had somebody mail us a spoon in an envelope. The spoon didn't make it.
No.
And the envelope was barely an envelope anymore.
Yeah, totally mutilated.
Right. So just keep that in mind. The next thing, postcards and stamps, no more than 10 stamps or 3 postcards with postal history items. Plate blocks that fit eBay standard envelope dimensions are allowed. Coils or sheets of stamp. Okay, so that's like your round.
I don't have any right there. Oh.
You do.
So I don't have any coils. I do
Okay.
have the sheets of stamps.
Right. So if you if you go and buy 100, they can come in a coil, and those are not permitted because again they're not flat.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the last thing is no graded stamps. The reason for the no graded is because this is an insured product, but it's only insured to $20 per item and $50 per envelope. So $50 per envelope. And you really don't want to put something in there that's going to be at risk, especially if you're starting looking at, I'm over $50. eBay system is set up to block you on that. So don't try to sneak something else in. It's not worth the loss.
Yeah, and not only that, but those graded cards, they usually come in those hard plastic. So that's going to throw off the machine as well.
Right. So this is a huge change for us.
Mm-hmm.
We had been doing patches and we were sending them in a stamped envelope and we were having problems. People were saying they weren't getting them. USPS wasn't returning them.
Mm-hmm.
So, chances are, in my opinion, there was probably some people out there that were less than honest and they were getting them. And we were forced. But they knew
there was no tracking.
Right. So we were forced to refund them. And so we just increased the price on all of our patches by $4 and haven't sold a patch since.
Yeah. Right. Because, how are you supposed to sell the patch when you have to add in that nobody wants to spend $10 on a patch? It's not worth it to them.
That's only worth $3.
Right. So, and then also without having the tracking, then we were getting hits on, our tracked shipping also. So we're like, okay, well, we're only allowed to sell, X
10
amount.
a quarter or something.
Right.
It was silly. It was silly. And really, do you want to have to balance off that as another part of your business? It's just really not worth it. So they, like I said, they did expand it out to these other categories. We went back to our patches the day that this was announced. And last night we had 3 patch sales, which is the first time in months that we've had any sales. Now, again, they sold for $2.99. We make $1.70 out of that as profit. For us, I'm happy with that because it's something that we picked up as a larger lot, and so we're all of a sudden we're able to monetize this.
Right.
In the past, what we've done when we would buy patch lots, we would cherry pick out the high value patches. And I know for people that don't sell patches or postcards, there is good money to be made in these categories. 90%, maybe 95% of the items are going to be lower value though. So that's the hard part of dealing in these items, is that you really can't monetize them properly when you're overpaying for shipping or fees.
Right.
So majority, you can sell patches all day long at $3 though. The other thing that we found is, so anyways, on the patches, when we would have too many patches or we'd have these lower value patches, we would try to lot them up on eBay. There's no interest because collectors are looking for very specific pieces. And it's not just military patches. It's also the scouts or fraternal organizations, clubs. If you're dealing in patches, you're going to come across a lot of different things from a lot of different eras. Some of them, again, can be very valuable. When we would get them, we'd lot them for eBay. No sales. No,
because again, sometimes those military patches and things like that, they're only looking for the one specific patch that they want. So oftentimes lotting them up, who wants 10 of the same patches or even 10 different patches if they don't apply to them?
Right. So what we ended up doing, honestly, just a month ago, we took probably close to 1,000 patches, broke them up into lots of 1 to 200, and we sold them at our local auction house for $5 a box.
Yeah, it was awful. But what were we supposed to do? Because we couldn't sell them, and they were just taking up inventory space and capital and everything, and there was no hope for them.
Right. So for us, this is great news. It means that some of the items that we do have currently listed in our inventory, we're able to give a price break. We went in, we dropped the price on all of them by $4. And again, they're starting to sell again.
Yeah.
So it really is price driven on these. So I'm very happy to see it. If you've had problems with the eBay standard envelope, or if you've used it, let us know in the comments, because we have had a couple of people that the tracking didn't work. They said they didn't get the items. They were honestly $3 items. So when I've had that happen, I just give them the $3 back. I don't bother going through the whole messaging system and trying to file a claim on that for $3. It's not really worth our hassle to chase people around.
It doesn't happen often enough for it to, but I mean, if that was our entire business, if you are a decal people and you make stickers, then, it might be worth it for you. But we found that, it just wasn't worth the hassle for us.
So, and again, they did it, like I said, they did just expand this to specific categories. So these are category locked shipping options. If you want to ship a photograph, it does not qualify.
Right. When you're making your listing and you're putting it in that category, it's obviously very important that you're putting it in the correct category, because like he was saying, if it's a photograph and it's in a photograph category, then it's going to be under photographs and it's not going to work. But if it's, a real picture postcard, well, now it's in the postcard category. It's not in the photograph category.
Right. And we have seen that, and we've actually made those mistakes where, we had a vinyl sticker as an example, and because it was cruise related, we put it in with the cruise ephemera. Well, if it's cruise ephemera, or if it's a postcard and you accidentally put it in with the cruise ephemera because it's a cruise related postcard, it doesn't qualify.
That way.
You can't ship it, and you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're just stuck. There's no way to go back into the eBay system and change those shipping options and let it know once it's sold, it's sold.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to make sure you're able to do that, make sure it's going into the correct categories.
Yep.
So, like I said, we're super excited about it.
He's super excited about it.
Yeah.
Jewelry doesn't matter, so yeah.
Okay.
When we can ship my jewelry for 63 cents, like, I'm all on board. But, yeah. For some people, I'm sure that this is a big deal, for the stickers and the decals and stuff like that. I know that can be a very hot category. So if you're able to ship those with tracking for the 63 cents, like, that's awesome. Because again, like, you can fit, 3, 4, 5 different stickers in that envelope for that same 63 cents.
Right.
So,
and again, if you're maybe an Etsy seller that's doing your own homemade, greeting cards, this is a great opportunity now as well, where you can come in under what you're going to pay normally. If you're selling on Etsy, you can put that product on eBay and you can make a little bit more money with it.
Yeah.
So I definitely see a lot of potential for people that are maybe selling smaller items, lower value items, to really start making some decent money on these products.
Right. Because, I mean, if you're saving $3.50 every time you're shipping out that product, that's huge.
Yeah, it certainly adds up.
Mm-hmm. And it can make people buy it. If you're able to sell it for to get it down just a little bit further so that people are like, okay, well, now it's worth it.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're as excited about this as I am. And you guys have a great day.
All right. Good luck to you guys out there. Thank you. Like and subscribe.